as sad as it is, how many people are facing health challenges and those kind of things, it has created so much opportunity for us, and really changed the perspective of our entire generation in this business. And, I think challenges always do that to leaders. I think you look at what happened in the Great Recession in 08, 09, it changed the way an entire generation thought. And I think that the same thing is happening right now in our business, and how exciting that we get to innovate, we get to take this thing to the next level. And so as I go over this this morning, I've already gone over it once, but I think that what's happening, you can see it. It's obvious. The results are obvious. The people that we're attracting are obvious. And yeah, there's some real adversity in the world, but leaders learned how to stand up and turn those things into opportunities. And I think there's a lot of adversities happening right now to people, and we have the solutions. And we all know that if you have the solutions during times of adversity, that's what allows you to get wealthy. That's what allows you to change. I mean, think about Zoom, for example, right now, and what's happening to their business. Costco just did $1.5 billion more in sales than they usually do in a month because of all this. If you have the solution for people during adversity, you're going to make a lot of money. And so I think there's really 4 major adversities right now, and we have the solutions. Number one is people are scared to death of coronavirus, and they have this fear of contracting a virus and dying prematurely. And it causes people to naturally think about owning life insurance. Who would have thought that a situation or adversity, I've been telling everybody there was going to be a recession happening in our country. We are in the longest bull run in American history. I mean, at some point you have to deleverage the economy. That's the way capitalism works. And who would have thought that what caused the deleveraging, what caused the contraction in our economy was a virus that caused people to want to own life insurance. And then even at a bigger thing where most companies are stopping selling life insurance, they're rejecting applications, and not us, man. When they're retracting from market share, we decide to step up. And so we have the solution that we can help families feel secure, make sure they're protected. Number 2 is businesses are closed and jobs are lost. A report came out this morning, 17 million people have claimed unemployment, and 17 million people have claimed unemployment. I mean, it's by far the biggest number that we've ever seen in our lifetimes. That has really happened in the last 100 years in the United States. There's never been another time. We are living in unprecedented times, and people have lost their jobs. And a lot of people, temporarily, I think a lot of people that think it's temporarily are going to realize it's permanent as the economy comes back. And so people are realizing, man, I need to be smarter with my money. I could start my own business. I can make money from home for $49. I could start. I make $300 every time I do one by one. And I think the greatest thing, I heard someone in my base shop say this, and it was powerful, that we went from multiple streams of income being a luxury to a necessity now. And how awesome that is the mindset that has changed. Number 3 is quarantine. As most of us are stuck in our homes, really, for just the fact that there's nowhere to go, no businesses are open. But I think as that happens and people tell us we should social distance, people have a desire to connect more than ever. I've talked to more people. I've reached out to more people. I've had conversations with more people during this than any other time. There's just less distraction. And so we help people connect. We encourage connection. I mean, think about what we're doing this morning. How awesome is this? And then number 4 is the market correction. The market correction, people have seen their 401k shrink. They've seen their income stop. And it has created a rollover madness. I mean, think about 17 million people that right now can roll over their 401ks. There's a huge amount of money to be made. I think it also allows people, more people now have been telling me that, man, they want to invest money in the market than ever before. And I think they realize this too shall pass, and what happens is when challenges arise, you become the expert. When you become the expert, people want advice from you. When you become the expert, people follow you. When you become the expert, you have influence, and influence is what allows you to be a leader. And I love Zoom. And the reason I love Zoom, it allows you to do appointment after appointment and be efficient for multiple reasons. Last night I was telling Chris that maybe it was last night. I can't even remember if it was last night or the night before. That I closed a life app, closed a Roth IRA, did 2 kitchen table appointments sitting in my bedroom. I got done closing a sale and hopped in bed. What an incredible opportunity that we have. I think that it allows us to have no commute time. You can go to appointment after appointment with no gap. You can do group meetings, trainings without expecting anybody else to commute. Most people are stuck at home right now waiting for somebody to show up with powerful information that could change their life. And so we have the opportunity of a lifetime. We just have to create the activity. I'm telling you, the future is going to be in the hands of those people that set the most appointments right now. And people we know that there's at least 17 million people sitting at home waiting for somebody to show up. 17 million people. And it doesn't matter what state they're in, where they're at. You can set an appointment with anybody in any state in the United States. You can recruit anybody in any state in the United States. You can field train anybody in anybody or any state in the United States. We went from a local business with a networking feature to a national business where we can field train anybody anywhere. And it has just created an unlimited opportunity. Last night I did a kitchen table with somebody who lives in a small little town of a few thousand people. And I talked about recruiting them, and I told them, I said, listen, if I would have talked to you, I've talked to this person before about the business. Said if I would have talked to you before, I probably would have discouraged you from doing the business because there's just so little people that live in the town you live in. There's not really a market. But now we have a national market. People all over the United States, and now I'm encouraging you to get started because it doesn't matter where those people live. We can go see them, even though you live in such a small town. And so we just got to get out there and set more appointments than ever before. And so here's some appointment setting ideas. I know it's being recorded. You can take some screenshots as well. They're working very well for us. And so let's say I was going to call Chris. I would call Chris up. Hey, Chris, how are things going? Chit chat for a minute. Hey, Chris, the reason I'm calling is I started a second career and I have to get a license through the state. I have to go through some training before I can go to school. Would you help me out and watch an online presentation for 30 minutes? And he says, sure. I go, great. I'm available tonight or tomorrow. Which day works best? Tonight. Okay, great. And I set up the appointment. And very, very simple. Another way you might set an appointment is it's a warm market person who maybe here, I'm sorry, I got to get this out of the way so I can see my PowerPoint real quick. I apologize. Maybe this warm market person, you respect them. It's a doctor, it's a dentist, it's something like that. And, you really respect them and they're in your warm market. You can call them up and I would say, hey, Chris, this is Jeff. How are you? Chit chat. Hey, I started a business. I'm working on getting my name out there. I want to show you what I'm doing and see if you can give me your opinion and maybe point me in the direction of some people who could benefit from what I'm doing, or at least just help me network and get my name out there. Would you watch an online presentation for 30 minutes or so and help me? You say, sure. When would be a good time, tonight or tomorrow? And he just tells me, let's say it's let's say I have a new recruit that has a great market and maybe for whatever reason they're in the medical industry and they just don't have a lot of time. They've got maybe 3 or 4 hours a day after they get off work. Maybe they get off at 6 p.m. and they have time to do appointments, but they don't really have a lot of time to set as much activity as they're willing to do. I would just have them send out this reference text. And I really believe that anybody who makes a decision to do this, in fact, I'll be honest with you, I'm so excited, Chris, you're having Tony and Shelly Narain on Saturday. I learned this from them the month that I moved to Las Vegas. And 3 months later, we broke the Nevada state recruiting record using this script. And so while it's used for Zoom, this is how we broke the Nevada state recruiting record. We did 91 recruits in our base shop 3 months later after moving to Las Vegas. And this is how we did it. I just have a new recruit send out a text. And the text goes like this. Hey, Chris, what's up? Hey, I just got started with a new company. I put your name down as a reference. Jeff is going to be calling you. Please take his call. It's very important to me. Thank you. And hey, Eric, your phone's unmuted. If you do me a favor and mute it. So I would tell my new recruit to send that text to every single person they wanted to set an appointment with. And then as soon as they send that text, they just text me the contact. And then what I do is I call that person up. I would call that person up. And again, let's say it's Chris. I would say, hey, Chris, this is Jeff. Did John tell you I was going to be calling? He says, yeah. I go, great. Do you have a few minutes? I can ask you a couple questions about John. He says, yeah. I go, how long have you known John? 5 years or whatever it is. Really awesome. What are some good character traits about John? And he starts bragging about John. Oh, he's a hard worker. He's super motivated. He's ambitious. I go, Chris, well, let me ask you, if you own a business, would you hire John? He goes, of course I would. I go, why? Well, I always see him work hard. He loves what he does. Whatever it is. And number 4, what would you say that? Would you say that John has character and integrity? Absolutely. What are some examples of that you've seen? And he tells me, I go, well, hey, Chris, thanks for answering those questions. But last thing, Chris, is that John has to complete 15 training appointments before he can get his license, go out on his own. He told me he had enough credibility with you and Dunya that you'd give him 30 minutes of your time and help him complete one of his training presentations. Is that true? Does he have enough credibility? You'd give him 30 minutes? He goes, yeah. I go, great. Would you prefer to meet one-on-one or through an online presentation for 20 or 30 minutes? It was an online presentation. Is great. I go, awesome. I have tonight or tomorrow. Which day would be better? Very simple. Here's another one, to invite somebody to a Zoom op meeting. And I think now how awesome that we can do an op meeting. I mean, really, we can do an op meeting every day. The other night on Tuesday night, we did an op meeting for my base shop. I had a guest on the op meeting. They did the op meeting, got done, followed up with a guest, did a Zoom op meeting or did a Zoom appointment with them, recruited them on the spot. And also another one that I met with after that meeting, they'd already seen everything. So they said they wanted a plan put together. So I got off the op meeting and did their life app, did a Roth IRA. Very simple. I didn't even have to do a presentation. So I think, man, getting people to the op meeting now is a totally different ball game, and I think we should be getting everybody. I also would encourage you guys to think about doing more than one opportunity meeting a week. In our hierarchy, the way we're doing it is each RVP does their own for their base shop, so we can track growth. On Tuesday night, and then on Thursday night, we do it as our whole hierarchy. Like tonight, our whole hierarchy has an op meeting by Alex McInvan speaking. And so that's how we've been doing it, and it's working out tremendously well. I'm going to show you the numbers here in a second. But I would text Chris. This is a text message or a direct message on social media. I would just say, hey, Chris, how are you? He says, good. Hey, great. I work with a company right now. It's growing like crazy because you can make money from online anywhere in the world with the comfort of your home. Chris, let me ask you, if you can make an extra $500 to $1,000 a week from the comfort of your home, would you be interested in getting more information? He says, yes. Great. We're doing a webinar to give you all the information, provide details. It's Thursday night at 7 o'clock. If I sent you a link, would you hop on for 45 minutes and watch it? And he says, yeah. I go, great. Here's the link. And I'll follow up with you after the webinar to answer any questions you may have. And so I'm just sending that in text like crazy on social media. You can direct message people on Facebook that maybe you have some relationships with. There's so many people that are on social media. And I think it's important to understand right now the amount of time, the amount of attention that is put into different platforms right now, like Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. There is a record number of people that are paying attention and that are currently online to those platforms. And it gives us an opportunity to go see those people, to go set appointments with those people. And so this was about a week before month end. And so, these numbers are a lot higher after the numbers were all said and done. But these are our results. This is what's happening. Our base shop recruiting's up 120% over last year. Our premium's up 43% over last year. Our hierarchy recruiting's up almost 100%. Premium's up over 15%. Our investments are up almost 600%. Our attendance is up 110%. I mean, the results are amazing. And I think the reason why, and I'll end with this, is innovation. I mean, this is innovating. And I'm not talking about Zoom, by the way, because Zoom has been around for a long time. I'm talking about taking your business online. I'm talking about being able to digitally run a business. Really run a business online from anywhere in the United States. I mean, you guys think about it. You could be in the Bahamas doing a kitchen table. I mean, how exciting. We are in special times. This has changed our business forever. And the people that learn to innovate, I was talking to someone the other day and they said, well, I just don't know how to use Zoom. Nobody ever taught me how. And, it doesn't matter if someone taught you how. What matters is you learn to innovate. What matters, you understand the future is not coming. The future is here. And if you want to go do something big, then it's in front of us. The reason people have done things in the past, that's the way they had to do it to grow a business. The reason they are done now is this is the way we get to do it to grow a business. And how exciting, right? So innovation is the key to longevity of any business. You look at Kodak. Kodak let the digital picture patent expire because nobody was going to take pictures on their computer. I want you to think about when they let the digital picture patent expire, nobody had cameras on a computer. Nobody had an iPhone. I mean, Kodak let it expire because they go, who's going to take a picture with a computer? They didn't know that a billion people in this world were going to have a smartphone with a camera on, that every computer that somebody owned was going to have a camera on it. They didn't see that coming. They would have got royalties from every picture taken on planet Earth. Can you imagine how profitable? Instead, they're gone. How about Amtrak? Amtrak turned down the option to have the first airport terminals in the United States because they were a train company. But what do we need airport terminals for? We move people by train. They didn't look at themselves as a transportation company. They looked at themselves as a train company. And man, I just think how sad that is, right? Look at Blockbuster. They turned down the offer to buy Netflix for $5 million. They said, man, people are going to watch movies on their computer. They didn't realize that every television, every device that someone held, they were going to be able to stream movies into. Now, everybody you ever meet got a Netflix account, right? And you got to remember, at that time, it was just basically DVDs you bought and they sent you in the mail. I mean, nobody saw that coming. I mean, they didn't. If you were from that generation, they just assumed that people loved the nostalgia of going down to a movie store and picking out a movie. Those days are over. Yahoo turned down Google because they already owned a search engine. Yahoo had the opportunity to buy Google, $1 trillion company with a T. Google is $1 trillion company. Yahoo had the opportunity to buy them for $1 million. 1 million with an M. Can you believe they turned down Google buying them for $1 million because they already owned a search engine? Man, what a big mistake. They didn't see the innovation coming. How different? Yahoo is all but gone. The only reason Yahoo still exists is the shell company that owns a large percentage of Alibaba. Man, they missed the innovation. They missed it. It used to be everybody had a Yahoo email account. Everybody used Yahoo. Today, you couldn't find somebody who used it, right? And that's just what happens when you decide to innovate. So, Chris, these are great times, man. I'm grateful that our company made a decision to change, made a decision to innovate, made a decision to take our business online. I really believe that the future is here, and we're going to do some special things in the future. So